What's up, y'all? Jay Miller here. This is the Pitch Show where I try to explain some type of fundamental productivity nugget of information to help you along your tech journey. And this week, my head is scattered. It's all over the place. I've got one project that I thought I was wrapping up that has evolved into like more stuff. And I've got other projects that are just kind of sitting there like, hey, what about me? What about me? But at the end of the day, like, I am starting to gain some insight. I wanted to actually shout out a few of my friends. One, they're doing some super awesome stuff, but then also two, they helped me figure out kind of the topic for this week. And if you want to help me come up with a topic, just ask me a question, I guess. You can do so in the comments. You can also do so on Twitter. Yeah, I'm here. This week, I actually had 3 different people that kind of inspired my thoughts for this week, or at least kind of the thought that I want to talk about here. And the first one is my good friend Brett Terpstra. He's a developer. He's a what I would call mad scientist on the internet. Brett actually just pushed out an update to his productivity tool Bunch, which is like a text-based batch file replacement automation thing. This is why Brett doesn't pay me to explain what his products do. In that conversation, as always, I was impressed by the amount of work that Brett has put into this. And in my mind, I was like, why don't you just sell it? Like, show me the money! Make it a for-profit thing. And he brought up a really good point. You know, he said, think about the amount of support that would be required to do that. I definitely agree that when you're talking about a piece of technology that can open and close apps and change your settings and do all this other stuff, it's a wonderful tool, but at the same time, you're going to run into problems. I run into problems all the time. I built the Alfred plugin for it, and I feel like I just now got it to a point where it like works 90% of the time. I can definitely agree that there's a lot of unknown work involved with making something or productizing an idea. And I've been there. In fact, that's one of the things that I've been struggling with is kind of the hidden costs of creating stuff. So I've got ADHD, and part of how I manage my ADHD is I pick up and set down projects all the time. The fact that I've been creating YouTube content for almost a month now continues to amaze me. Like, I think that's awesome. I want to keep it up and continue doing that. And it's the feedback that I get from y'all that it encourages that. But I have to admit, there's some hidden chores involved. I mean, it's that simple. Whether you're talking about dealing with licensing, whether you're talking about, you know, putting a backing track, because me just sitting here talking, while it might sound okay, doesn't feel as connected if there's a nice subtle, you know, tune in the background kind of connecting the pieces. How do I do that? And that's where like the second person comes in, and that is the amazing Nikema Prophet. Thank you so much. I had a great conversation with Nikema. It's recorded. It will not come out. It might come out. I don't know. I don't know what to do with it, honestly. Let me know if you want to hear that conversation with Nikema, if you want to hear more conversations that I had with Nikema. But with this particular chat that we had, she let me know, like, this was the year that, you know, embarrassment out the door. Like, we're going to be humble, but we're going to be ambitious. We're going to know where our flaws are. We're going to embrace them, but we're not going to let fear, uncertainty, or doubt prevent us from being able to create the content that we feel we're capable of creating. Honestly, we're going to be okay with the content that we put out, no matter what the negative comments say. So with that, I started thinking about what I could do to lessen the load, but also make sure that I was continuing to generate content. And this is where the third person comes in here, and that is my good friend Jeff Triplett. Jeff is a developer over at RevSys who does some amazing consulting stuff in Django isms. In the conversation, Jeff and I were just looking at the sheer volume of stuff that I did and ultimately tried to understand why I was doing things. And it came down all the way back around to the original thought of, think about the amount of support that would be required. Now, I've got a newsletter, I've got a website, I got another website, I got another website, I got another website.
Let's get it. Another one.
That I have some type of responsibility for. I have an engine that builds these websites for me that takes a little bit of the burden off, but ultimately I got to maintain that thing too. And whenever I have a great idea of how I want to, modify it or make it better, I try to implement it, and then it causes other things to break. And this would be a great time to tell you about a sponsor, but I don't have one. So it's interesting that in my mind, in order to create content, or in order to build tools, or in order to do things that scratch itches, I wind up signing up for more responsibilities and more maintenance than I originally thought. And that's kind of where I want to wrap this up. Be thinking about that. Be thinking about that project that you have. Be thinking about that idea for that website or that newsletter or that thing that you want to start. And instead of thinking about how awesome it would be, think about some of the burden that comes with maintaining those things. I haven't decided what's going to go where, or what's going to disappear, or what's going to stay. In fact, I actually feel like I'm putting more work on myself in the process, but I have figured out that some things are just not going to be supported. And I unfortunately have to be okay with that. Now, if there's something that I'm doing that you want to support or you want to help fund or finance, you can check out my GitHub sponsors and make a donation there. But at the end of the day, I'm only one person. Most of the projects that I create or build are open source. So if there's something that you like there, feel free to jump on it and provide some feedback and ask questions and learn about the project, and then make a contribution or two. I don't know. But what I do know is at the end of the day, I can only create as much content that I can support. I can technically create more, but if each one of these projects is, means something, it's gonna really hurt when I abandon it. If you're not yet, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving this a thumbs up, and let me know what's a project that you've thought about tackling, but you're kind of avoiding because of some of the hidden costs. Let me know. I'm Jay Miller. This has been The Pit Show. Until next time, I don't know, go be productive or something.